MostHauntedCastle.com. Paranormal investigations with a difference. Visit our website or ring reception for details. 01639 731167.
Well, good evening and welcome to episode 6 of In the Psychic's Chair. We've got a very packed program for you this evening. We will, of course, have our usual little session with Jeremy Marsh, talking about the work that we did previously. However, we have another special guest joining us this evening, Paul Brandon, who actually is a genealogist and helped us with some of the work that Jeremy and I did some time ago. And our guest medium this evening is Anne-Marie Hillsdon from Bridgend. And we're looking forward to that interview. And, of course, we'll be joined by our medium in residence, Elaine Taylor, later as we have a little walk around the castle and say hello to all of the people who might wish to say hello to us. And that's really all we've got on the program for you. So sit back and enjoy another exciting episode of In the Psychic's Chair.
Walls Have Ears, 1843 to 1877, Volume 1. Why not tune in to Showboat Television Online, Roku or Amazon Fire and watch Whisperings of Craig y Nos, produced by John Rolls and based on channeling and books by Lazarus Carpenter. A journey into the paranormal, only on Showboat Television. Book available from Artist and Makers Emporium SA9, 1GL, Amazon, and LazarusCarpenterAuthor.com. Volume 2 coming soon.
Good evening to the first segment of tonight's In the Psychic Chair, and my guests are, of course, Jeremy Marsh, who everybody knows by now, our Sir Richard Attenborough lookalike. And, sorry, I can't help it. And our special guest joining us as well is Paul Brandon. Now, a quick intro. Paul actually started out doing the work that Jeremy and I were doing with us. There was 3 of us, and Paul was doing a bit of interviewing and the genealogy, really, and checking the facts and things that we were told from the channeling sessions. But sadly, he had to leave us for a little while, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, because it was a quadruple bypass. Stopped you from carrying on.
It did.
But he's back.
Inconvenient, but
yeah. But you're back and feeling 100%.
Yeah. Ready to go now.
Yeah, it's good to have you back with us, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's almost like the 3 Musketeers have returned.
Yeah, it's great. That's good to be.
Yeah, it's good. So, Paul, let's talk a little bit about your relationship with Baron Cederstrom, because during the channeling, just a little bit of background for viewers, during the trans-channeling sessions, Baron Cederstrom came through a lot. He liked to talk to us because nobody else will talk to him, sadly. And Paul built up quite a relationship with Baron Cederstrom. In fact, it was a bit of a love-hate relationship between the 2 of you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it started off a bit rocky, and we developed a relationship that was born on a bit of mutual respect, I think. He couldn't push me around, although he tried in his responses, and he used to try and sneak in at every available opportunity, didn't he, to come and have a little chat, which was good. And I mean, I still hear from him now every now and again. I'll be sitting somewhere and there he is in the back of my mind, but I know he's not just in the back of my mind.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very dominant character, isn't he, Jeremy? Very dominant.
Yeah, I thought his presence was a bit like, well, scary at times.
Yeah, he could be. I mean, in life, he was, I mean, a lot of the staff was scared of him, weren't they? Because he was so arrogant and dominant and what he said.
That's the way he comes across.
Yeah. But of course, when we think about those times, he was an atypical Victorian snob, wasn't he?
Very much so.
Yeah.
And he was, he took his Swedish peerage very seriously.
Yeah.
He lived up to that reputation.
But nobody else did.
But he was a bit of a cad.
Yeah, he
really.
was, wasn't he?
Underneath it all, I don't think he was the gentleman he made out.
No, I mean regular viewers to In the Psychic Chair, if we've got any, will recall that in, I don't know if it was last week's episode or the week before. It was the week before, wasn't it?
Week before, I think.
Yeah, when we had a confirmation. You'll remember the young maid that came through me when I was fast asleep, who we'd been rather naughty with. Well, when Mark Hopton was here, he picked her up down in the salt cellar, and she told him exactly the same story that she shared with us. So, nice bit of evidence there for us.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it's
very
good.
much so.
What's one of your standout moments from when you were with Jeremy and I, do you think?
I think it was getting a deeper understanding of how you worked. Jeremy was always there with the pen, making sure we didn't miss any facts, which was so important because very often when I was asking questions and I was busy thinking about the next question, you don't remember the process. But of course, Jeremy was my memory during that process.
Well, it was good because, with Jeremy taking all the notes that he did in the early days, after you were poorly, of course, Jeremy you did everything then, didn't you?
Yeah.
You took the notes, did the interviewing and everything, really.
I always had the greatest of faith in him.
Yeah, he became a jack of all trades.
Do our best, don't we?
Yes. But one of the things I recall is that as a team, we started it together, didn't we? And it was hard going in the early days, wasn't it, to actually get the links through and everything else. But it was almost like, it's almost as if Spirit was sort of just hanging back a little bit to see whether or not we were going to take the mickey, like often happens. That's one of the things I thought. But when they did start coming through and they did start to trust us, it was incredible.
Floodgates open, wasn't it? Which was exciting, quite difficult to manage.
Yeah.
But we got there.
That was interesting. Because my guide was controlling who was coming to me, but what wasn't being controlled was who was coming through on the other side, and that was when Ogford Williams, was it Ogford Williams?
Yes,
who took control of them on that side of the veil, didn't he? And had them queue it up.
Yes.
And often threw the Baron out when he nipped in.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. And, it was interesting to see that level of management on their side.
We'll show a little clip now about that so that people can recall.
Bit of a difficult life then.
What?
Not having friends.
No, not at all. Goodness me. No trouble in the world. The best thing you see is to be responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're not responsible for anybody else. And then you don't get irritated by anybody else unless, of course, you're not doing what you ask them to do. Then in which case, what do you do? For example, if you were working for me, you'd be getting a damn good thrashing. You know why?
Why is that?
Well, you don't do your job.
Absolutely not.
You'd be no good in service.
No. Do you know why I don't do what I'm told, Baron?
Probably because you're a bit like me.
I descend from a duke.
Do you?
I do.
Ah.
That's why.
Yeah. Well, there we are, you see. Noble blood.
Indeed.
Yeah. I suppose that accounts for the arrogance, doesn't it? That's what you'd say to me, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure it does.
Yes, I'm sure it does too. But of course you're not a duke, are you?
I'm not, no.
No. Well, I was a baron and still am. So there we are. A subtle difference, old boy, between being descended and actually being. You understand?
Indeed.
Good.
Indeed.
The discussion that you had with the Baron related to peerage, because you are yourself, you have noble blood, or you belong to a noble bloodline. Not that you might want to admit it, but you do, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. And the Baron you had a bit of a to do with each other, didn't you?
We did.
As we've just seen.
And I think that was the turning point, really, because I think he knew he wasn't going to bully me.
Yeah.
As he, probably the way he managed everyone else in the world was by that high level of dominance. And from that moment onwards, we then started to have conversations that were much more meaningful.
Jeremy, did you think that Baron changed at all, or do you think he was just sort of stepping back and maybe because did he comply with anything that we asked? I don't think he did he?
No, I think he was probably after the exchanges with Paul, and of course our friend Arthur Williams. I think he sort of stepped back a little bit.
Yeah. You know? He became quite afraid of Oprah in the end, didn't he?
He did.
Because he would come through, Oprah would kick him out, and he'd sort of, I mean, I only know from watching the films, but, he would sort of say, I got to go. It's that man again. Yeah. I would thrash him with an inch of his life or something, wasn't it? Something like that. He was always going to thrash somebody, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He loved to thrash people. I wonder if he did it in real life.
Probably.
Yeah, I reckon so. Well, Paul, thank you very much for joining. It's great for us to see him again.
It is.
And join us. And hopefully you'll come again. So thank you, Paul. It's been lovely to have you on the programme.
Great to see you, Jeremy. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thoughts on suffering. All of us say, we do not want to suffer, and yet each and every day, we cause more suffering to ourselves, and support those who perpetuate suffering for others. We say, we do not want to suffer. What do we mean by suffering? It is created, defined and experienced by so many souls on our planet, and controlled and manipulated by so few. A must for every bookshelf. This thought-provoking little book inspired by Padre Pio is written by Lazarus Carpenter and illustrated by Jill Brooks. Available from LazarusCarpenterAuthor.com.
Joining me in the Psychic's chair, guest medium this week is Anne Marie Hillsdon, who is actually not from Bridgend. I got that wrong. You're from Porthcawl, aren't you?
I am from Porthcawl.
What a lovely place Porthcawl is too.
It is beautiful.
It's lovely to have you with us, Anne.
Thank you.
You've got a lot of experience as a medium, and you're also a minister, aren't you, as well?
I am. Yes, I am a minister.
Tell us how your journey started.
Right. It goes back to when I was very, very young. Brought up in a village, and like a lot of children, I used to see people and hear them, and of course, like a lot of children, it was very natural to have a chat with them and then with me. And I was very lucky at the time. I was adopted, and my adopted parents didn't discourage it. And of course, that was great for me. And later on, I hadn't got a clue what I was doing, but I felt urged to be with animals, and that's how the healing started.
So you were quite young when that happened.
Yeah.
With the animals.
With the animals, yes, it was lovely. I hadn't, like I said, didn't know what I was doing, but it worked. And obviously not curing, but helping. Kind of have an affinity with them. It didn't matter if it was a horse, a cat, a dog. It really didn't matter. So that
sentient beings.
Yeah, exactly. And people did used to cotton on what I was up to. So my parents used to say, "Oh my God, what she brought home now." But so the garage used to be turned into like a menagerie where see if we could save a bird or whatever. So it was all those type of things. It got down a little bit through, I suppose, your early teens. But again, when it got to about 14, 15, it's almost like Spirit said, right, you're ready to kick off again. And I've always had that sixth sense. People call it all sorts of different things, but I call it a sixth sense.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and it was knowing where to be at the right time, or being placed in the right time and right environment. Not always knowing why, but afterwards you think, that explains everything. As I got older, did the usual things that kids do. Adulthood, have a child. But at the time, I was still doing healing and my mediumship.
When did your mediumship start?
I think it was always there in the background, but it's a case of having the confidence.
So when do you think you distinguished between this natural healing and then actually hearing spirit?
Actually working with spirit, I would say in my late teens, early 20s, when it really, I really understood, because obviously I felt I was in a learning experience. So obviously it's a case of you, as everybody would know, you try something, if it doesn't sit well, then you don't do it. And I found that whatever I did, it had to be for the good, not for money, not for grandeur, purely and simply to help somebody.
Because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, and that's always been my genre. Obviously, I talk about being a minister. I joined the Corinthians, 25 years ago. Now, for those that don't understand Corinthian,
it'd be nice to explain that.
Of course, it's a healing. If you go back to the Bible, Corinthians do focus a lot, but we don't say religion. It's faith. And it's whatever your faith is. It doesn't matter if you're Church of England, Church of Wales, a Catholic, a Jew. It really doesn't matter. Because at the early stage, because I was adopted, I had to be brought up as Catholic. So I understand that side of things, but it never really sat with me. But that's something, obviously, as you get older, you express your own opinions. So I joined the Corinthians and trained to be a minister. And then I became senior minister. And it means, obviously, I'm allowed to conduct weddings, namings, and the most privileging thing you can do is celebration of life. It's that one thing at the end that you can do for that person and that family, not all the bits out of a book. It has to be about them. And we have had some interesting requests, but we managed to fulfill most of them.
What's the most interesting request you can think of?
Oh, it sticks out. And that was an old gentleman back in the days before health and safety, so to speak. And he used to drive one of these diggers with a big bucket on the end, and it always was a yellow digger. And when he retired, he still had one. So he used to run the kids around in it, so he was always known. But of course, wouldn't be allowed to do that today with health and safety. But his biggest request is he didn't want to come down to the church in a hearse. He wanted to come his coffin put in the bucket. But we managed it.
So you had a JCB.
We did.
Arrive with a coffin
with a coffin in the bucket.
That sounds like something that you would see on Fools and Horses. Almost.
It is, but it gave so much joy to the family that we were able to pull it off. And it uplifted the congregation.
That's a really novel one.
Yeah, it was quite novel. Yes, we've had the motorbikes and things like that, but that was the one that sticks out clearly in my mind.
Yeah, it would. I'm not surprised. So nowadays, you obviously have tasks to do as a minister. You do give readings, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And you do clearances, I think, as well?
Yes, that's where my husband and I go to people's houses where some people say, I've got a horrible spirit and that, and I do this, you get all the what I call
Drama.
Drama.
Yeah.
Couldn't put it better myself.
Yeah.
Basically, when we get down to the nitty gritty,
It's not.
it's not drama. It's just somebody wanting to be heard or
Stuck.
and we help them to move on. And people say to me, well, why is this happening when I'm in a new house? And I said, well, it's the ground it was built on. It's what's still, the residue still that's left underneath. And so when we get to the fact that it's children, and obviously they're playing with toys, I've had a couple of occasions where they said, oh, these are me. Because these children haven't had toys to play with in the past. And they think, it's great excitement for them. So they see, so the person that's asked us to go in will then turn around and say, leave them be, which I'm quite happy for. As long as they're happy and the spirit children are happy, then we let them rest. I do have a bit of a story for you. We talked about my adoptive parents. And I don't know if any of you've seen long lost families. If only it was like that. It's not.
I know.
It's hard work.
Just a little bit of personal share, and I was adopted. I've been there. I know.
You know.
Yeah. Sadly.
And of course, not always has a happy outcome. Well, my adoptive parents, as I said, they were a lot older, but they were very supportive. And before computers and everything, my mother compiled a file in order for me to find my biological. I always felt I had siblings. I always knew it in my mind. I didn't make it up. I knew they were there. Anyway,
we both.
So to cut a reasonably long story short, it's there's a lot of heartache, a lot of ups and downs, because you don't know what's coming out at the other end. Even harder to find siblings and parentage, whatever, when they've disembarked, which means they've gone to live abroad.
Yeah.
Well, as it turned out, my mother did a Shirley Valentine and took the kids off to Mallorca and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what unbeknown to me, they were looking for me.
Oh, right.
Because they knew about me. But the reason I've given out this story is the happy ending was my sister and I are very close. She's moved down here and has we've known all of us now for like 22 years. But the history, the mediumship, the clairvoyance, which one, has gone down the female line.
So she is too.
Yeah, she has it. So our grandson has broken the mould. He's got it. But it was nice to have that confirmation that grandmother, great grandmother, it obviously come down the female
so
line.
Mother was clairvoyant as well.
She was. She didn't tend to use it, but my grandmother did.
Right.
And further up the line, you know.
So third, fourth generation cycle.
Yeah.
Your grandson.
But my grandson has broken mould. He's got a lot of empathy. And as he was growing up,
how old is he now?
He's 15.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So
he's just starting to come into his own now, is he?
Well, he is. Obviously, he's very academic, but obviously some things. But he has a great empathy with people. He can read them, and has a very. Although he's quite masculine, he has a very gentle way with people. So it's up to him. He knows it's there, but whether he chooses to use it, my daughter's got it. But she tends to keep that under the bushel and just goes with the guts. And I said, well, anything you don't feel happy with, I said, as and when you're ready. You know, so you can't force these things. You couldn't force me. You can't force anybody. But spirit has a funny old way, doesn't it? Gives you a tap on the.
So what's next for Anne Marie Hillsdon then?
What's next for me? To be honest, just helping people. It's lovely to be on a stage like this to actually get your presence out there. But if it draws one person in that I can help, or they can help, I'm just a mobile, then that's good for me. And as long as I've got my darling husband who can take me around to these places, because I'm not a driver. But the one thing that I'm very frustrated about is that when I was living in Bournemouth, our medical profession were very forthright. They could see the benefits of the healing before and after surgery. And they allowed us healers to go in and be by the side. They
You
actually
don't
saw
get that in Wales, though.
do you heck? But they could see what the difference was. Maybe they were calmer. Maybe the medication didn't have to be so strong. You get the doors slammed in your face down here.
Yeah, I mean, you ever heard of a chap called Harry Oldfield, Dr.
Yes.
Harry Oldfield? I know Harry. I had the pleasure to spend some time with him about 20 years ago. And he's a real advocate, isn't he, for, bringing non-traditional techniques into the arena. And yet some of the things that he's invented, like the big camera and particularly the Geneologist sort of electronic charge stuff. I don't know the proper name for it.
Nor do I.
That works really well. I mean, I remember Harry saying to me that he believed anyway, that one day that a GP would be able to diagnose you on your television just by standing in front and having the bit technology actually scanning the body and being able to see what was wrong and everything else. I hope he's right. Be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
It would save the NHS an absolute fortune. Yeah.
But I think final answer to your question, yes, I'd like to reach a wider audience. Of course I would, but for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
And as I said, I can't stress enough that everybody that is genuine to work with spirit is a privilege.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that in the slightest. I mean, to me, it's my life now. But I just wonder, what are your feelings about? I mean, you go around churches, you go around different places.
Well, it doesn't have to be a church.
No. But you see other mediums work. What are your feelings? I mean, we had this conversation with Josh last week, and it's something both he and I felt very passionate about. And I know what a lot of other mediums do too. There's a lot of people out there on the circuit who haven't got it, but purport to have it.
Yeah.
I call them fishermen.
That's a good, polite way of putting it.
Isn't it? Yeah.
That's a very polite way of putting it. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that all of a sudden it's the ego. It's all ego. And look at me. Aren't I wonderful?
Yeah.
That's not working with spirit. No. Not at all. Yes, there's genuine ones out there. But unfortunately, there's a lot out there.
Wannabes.
Completely right. It's like people that do tarot. People go to them, there's still people today that have been to see me, and I've had to sort of unravel the bad experience that they've been through because they were traumatized by things like the death card, which is, we both know, has nothing to do with it. Yeah. And it's the sort of thing you wouldn't even dream of saying to somebody, because when people come to see you, they're vulnerable. A lot of them are vulnerable.
Do you think, I mean, my personal views are that we've got a lot of people out there who are giving advice to people who have no training whatsoever in therapy or counselling or whatever, and they're just talking up the top of their heads.
Yeah.
And that causes so much damage, not just to the querent, but to the rest of us.
Exactly.
And our reputations.
Yeah, and I think the politest way I can put that is it makes me angry.
Yeah.
And that's the polite version.
But I've yet to meet good mediums who don't feel like that, because we all spent our lives involved in what we do and feel confident about what we do.
We're all learning.
Yeah,
all learning.
Never stop learning, but feel confident with our guides and with the link that we have with spirit and everything else. And I mean, walking around this castle, which we'll be doing later on, you'll see exactly what I mean. Because I believe very strongly that spirit knows us well and is very happy to communicate with us on the right terms.
Right.
And I think in the psychic's chair, I think we've got that. I think we have that because of the feedback that we've had from the residents of the castle. But what do you think the future holds for, not for you necessarily, but let's call it the profession, because it is a profession.
Yes, it is. I have my concerns because it seems to be becoming a lot more popular. You know, okay, yes, I attend the fairs like a lot of us do, but I am concerned that people are just jumping on the bandwagon. That does concern me. And because it seems to be vogue in fashion, call it what you want, there's a lot of people thinking, oh, I'll just read the book and that's it, I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's one
I can't be doing with that.
No, I agree entirely. I mean, I think there are too many people who either read a book or they go and have a reading and oh, I could do this, you know, and they don't know what they're doing.
And it can be dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous. You know, I've had people come to me and say, what's your thoughts on the Ouija board? Don't go there. You do not know what you're doing. You need so much protection around you.
You need to know what you're doing to play with the Ouija board.
Exactly. Yeah. And people said, oh, well, I bought one. And I said, well, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Don't mess with things you don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that true of anything in life? You know, that we really need to know what we're doing before we actually get into it properly. And one of the things nowadays is that people are very impulsive, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's their egos that are creating that impulsivity, which very clearly causes massive problems down the line, not just for the people that they work with, but for themselves. I mean, I've seen people whose personalities have become completely fragmented because of what they're doing, not knowing what they're doing.
Yeah. As I say, it can implode on them. And it's a sad fact, but that's the way it goes.
I'm sure that our viewers have got lots of experiences about the sorts of things that we're talking about, and we look forward to any comments on the YouTube stream. Please do that. But for now, Anne-Marie Hillsdon, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on our program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Anne-Marie Hillsdon.
9 ghost stories to fuel paranormal paranoia for insomniacs. A man unable to say no. A headless horse seeks revenge. An ancient castle lost in time. A medium guided by a haunted pen. The whispering windmill. An abandoned railway station. A girl and a raven. A secret passageway. And the very strange absent ball. Illustrated by Jill Brooks and written by Lazarus Carpenter. Available from Amazon, Lulu, Artist and Makers Emporium.uk and LazarusCarpenterAuthor.com.
Elaine Taylor, our medium in residence, welcome to the siege. Before we go for a little trot around, I just thought it'd be really nice just to find out how you're feeling right now, because we've been through 6 programs now. This is the 6th, and the very first one you were our guest medium, and then I conned you into becoming our medium in residence, and we're sort of 5 programs down there now. How are you feeling?
Well, I really look forward to my Monday, so I've got to say I'm having a lot of fun here, and I'm learning an awful lot, and I'm seeing an awful lot, which is really refreshing.
It is nice how the spirits in the castle are cooperating with us in so many different ways, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I think every week they're stepping forward more and more and more, which is really welcoming.
Which speaks very much to that process of learning, doesn't it? The more I think it applies in spirit as much as it does in the physical sense, because I mean, one of the things that makes me giggle sometimes is everybody talks about the soul, don't they? Oh, the soul, you know, blah, blah, blah. And yet we are the soul, aren't we?
Yeah.
The physical body is just something that we happen to be in right now for the time being until we go. And yet, isn't it fascinating how when we see, you know, our friends through the veil, as it were, who do still maintain that physical appearance. And I often wonder if it's just so that we can relate well to them rather than anything else. You know, what have you any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way of seeing it, rather than seeing it in an energy form, they're presenting themselves in a form that we'd recognise and feel comfortable with.
Yeah, because of course, as most viewers know, the energy forms that we have change, don't they?
You do.
And we don't necessarily stay in this dimension. It could be anywhere, couldn't it? You know, hence the interplanetary sort of stuff that we come across with the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and everybody else. It's a fascinating thing, isn't it?
It is, yes.
But there are concerns, aren't there, related to people who get it wrong.
Absolutely. You know, like Anne-Marie was saying earlier, it can be very worrying to listen to some of the things that people have told, and like previously said, unravel that a little bit.
Because you've had the same experiences with parents, haven't you, where they've come to you and very clearly have got problems associated with something that some so-called medium has told them, which is rubbish.
Yes, yeah. On a few occasions, I've had people come to me and they don't understand what they've been told, or it's been given to them in a certain way that they just don't really get. And so to kind of replay that for them and put it in a way that they can get.
I mean, one of the things that's important to say at this point is that in the psychic's chair is not about training or anything like that. I mean, what we're doing, aren't we, is examining what there is and really bringing it to
forefront.
To the public's eye in a way which is not full of bravado, which is not full of showmanship or anything like that. It's just good common sense and fact.
And then naturally.
Yes,
that's very important.
Naturally. Do you think that's a good time for us to have a little wander around?
I think it would.
Right,
yes.
so we'll Elaine and I and our guest Anne-Marie, and no doubt Mr. Brandon will join us because it's a while since he's done it. We'll be guided around by our friend Jeremy. So we'll be back with you in a moment. The salt cellar, which is Jeremy. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, the salt cellar is apparently a hotspot.
A hotspot.
For spirits.
Yeah,
that's the word.
that's certainly one of them.
We believe the reason for that is because just over there is the what we call the slab room, where in Adelina's day and so on, the meat was kept down there and processed and chopped. There's a large slate slab.
We went in there the other week, didn't we?
Where Adelina was later rested in her coffin.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, this is sort of, it's difficult to get in, it's very small. So we find that this is very close to it and seems to have a lot of
residual activity, let's call it. Yeah.
Yes, in this area. So here we are, and it's called the salt cellar. Primarily used for storage of
salt,
dry foods, and so on and so forth.
So they also use this for the salt to rub the meats and things?
That's right, yes. Yeah. Preservatives. And in that room you could see on the ceiling there's loads of hooks.
Yeah.
They would hang, poultry, meat, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So there we are. So here we have salt cellar.
Let's go in, shall we? It's rather dark in this bit, but it's very active. So mind your head. When you get inside, it's just getting inside. Okay. Mind your head a little. You're all right to about here, isn't it? That's where your head is. Okay. I wish I could see the chairs, but I can't actually see the chairs.
Can you see them?
No. What now? I can't see nothing. No.
So I will soon know when you.
Chairs! There we are. Chairs. See chairs. Have a chair, Anne-Marie.
I can't see.
There you are. It's just give me your hand. Give me your hand. Right there you are. Right. No. Turn on. No. Be very careful. And sit. Have you got a chair? There's a chair. There's a chair. Can you see it?
I can, yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, sit there, yeah. Right, okay, so. Doesn't matter. More concerned about voices, really. It smells damper than usual down here, Jeremy.
Yes, this was has this sort of pungent smell that's down here, and it's something we have to live with, I'm afraid.
Yeah, not all.
I'm thinking, oh,
Go on. Loud.
I'm swaying.
Swaying
Yeah,
with.
I've got a child around me.
Okay. Got a name?
I think I have to talk because I'm feeling quite sicky.
Mm-hmm. Breathless.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Pains in the chest?
Mm-hmm.
As if you had TB.
Got something, that's for sure.
Mm.
It's all right, I didn't pick things up like that.
No, that's okay. That's all right.
I'm not really in control of myself at the moment,
Okay.
which I don't mind because it's their way. She's scared.
Uh-huh.
My name is Jenny. I'm scared, I don't want to be here. I feel lonely. Why do I have to be here?
Did you pass here, Jenny?
I'm alone. Why are my parents not here? Why are my mummy and daddy not here? I'm alone.
It's because you've been poorly and you need to be here to get well.
I don't like it here. I want to go home.
What about the other children? Do they not play? Do they not talk to you?
Some of them do,
Mm-hmm.
but they're in bed.
Mm.
And all the blankets are tight.
So you can't move around in the bed very well? No.
And we get told off.
Are the nurses strict?
Very. I want to go home. Okay, darling.
How long have you been here for?
I don't really know. It seems a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing my teddy. They said it was dirty and I couldn't keep it.
They took it away from you?
They did. And I want it back.
Teddy's your best friend?
Yes. It's the only thing I've got from home. Can I go home?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can go home, Jenny. Thank you for talking to us.
Excuse me. Wowza.
I can't see your face. However, your face is dark.
I've gone very cold. I'm okay.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you are.
I'm
fine. You're fine.
Let me just thank her for being around us. It was a privilege to talk to you. Now you can go home, and we've acknowledged your presence. Amen.
Amen. Who have you got, Elaine?
Over there.
Mm-hmm. I see him.
Yeah, quite a big chap.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's some kind of worker.
Yeah, he's a chef.
Yeah, the white.
Yeah, he's a chef. It's Federico.
Federico.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see that he's moving his arms.
Yeah. I mean, you had a bit of a hard time here, didn't you, Federico? Yeah, I certainly did. He was accused of things he didn't do.
You're saying he's shaking his head.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't do it.
No, we know he didn't do it. But there are people who still accuse him now, even today.
And is that with children?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
He's a bit angry about that.
I don't blame him. He has every right to be angry.
Quite emotional as well, still
Yeah.
weighing with emotions with that.
Is it just me, or has he got his hands on his waist? You know, like yeah,
Exterior stance.
yes, yeah, defensive stance. Yeah.
Yeah, he was dressed like a chef. Mm.
That's because he was. Yeah. We've spoken to Federico before, haven't we, Jeremy?
That's right.
And did he smoke?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's the energy I'm seeing.
There's a lot of smoke around him, isn't it? Maybe it's something to do with being a chef and the cooking, perhaps, or something like that. Steam, yeah, steam.
Yeah. Oh, a big fella.
Yeah, good 6'3", isn't he?
Mm.
Very big. And also very broad-shouldered too. I mean, he is not a small man, is he? He's even bigger than Mr. Brandon, and he's a big fella. Yeah.
I cough for this gentleman as well. He's quite serious in his life, isn't he?
He had a bit of a hard time, I think. A bit of a hard time. Yeah. And I can see a lady standing next to him.
On this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much smaller.
Yeah.
Laughing. But what happened? Just been here.
I can see her now, the light's not on it. Yeah, big smiley face.
Mm.
A happy lady. Hard-working lady. I suppose they were all hard.
Kitchen maid. I just got kitchen maid. Yeah. Yeah.
No mess as well. No mess, her way, the highway. But jolly.
Mm. Didn't suffer fools gladly though.
That's it. That's the terminology.
Yeah. And I can see children, 2 children.
One on the side.
Yeah.
I think this one on the side is far more clearer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah. And I wonder if they're her children, because they're actually hanging on to her skirts. Well, one of them is.
Yeah, could be children.
Could be. Shall we move out and yeah, let's have a look. Are you all right?
Yeah, it's emotional one.
Yes, good enough. Mind your head up when you stand up. Mind your head.
You'll be all right.
Nice one. Nice one. Cobwebs, you got me there again.
It's dizzy in there, I would say.
Yeah, it's a bit swirly in there, isn't it? Like some kind of residual. Yeah, very strange. It's almost, but as I'm looking in there now, it's like I'm definitely looking through a veil, right? It's like definitely looking through a veil. And pardon?
Like a portal.
I'm not sure if it's a portal. It could be, but it could be a portal between this dimension and spirit world. Yeah. Would there have been a fire in there, Jeremy?
I'm not sure. I don't think there's a chimney or anything of that sort in there. It just seems to be a small sealed room.
Right.
Would it have been a smokery?
Yeah.
Because you've got curing meat there.
The preserving
It could have been a smoker.
Like smoked salmon.
Smoked salmon, smoked chicken, they used to smoke everything back in Victorian times.
Yeah, it's preservative, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's somebody in the corner there, look. Right in the corner. That looks like a little girl.
Looks like an adolescent boy, is it?
Yeah.
Absolutely freezing behind me.
Yeah.
Freezing.
Not surprised. Wonderful. Okay. Well, that's it for another week from In the Psychic's Chair. So, big thank you to our guest medium, Anne-Marie Hillsdon. Mr. Brandon, you came again. You threatened you would. And, and of course, our medium in residence, Elaine Taylor, and Mr. Marsh, without whom we would not have a programme. Thank you for watching In the Psychic's Chair. See you again next week.
Thank you. Perfect.